let's do the rest of the main system. Let's get a Q-tip, coat the whole thing, the interior mechanisms with solvent. So the bail, firing pin area, lots of flash here, lots of powder flash, gets all over the place, especially here in this front section where the barrel begins. And that compression area, that's designed to actually keep the gases in the barrel and the cylinder. Its tolerances are not high. And if you watch these nice slow motion videos made by people, there's a ton of flash and a ton of powder residue that comes out of this area here. It's quite evident by the powder flash marks and the powder residue when you're cleaning it. And we want to get rid of all that. It is corrosive. There's also primer chemistry in there. Primer chemistry is not good. I mean, the chemistry itself is fine, but the ingredients are not good. So you want to get rid of all that stuff. It's highly corrosive. It was worse back when they used mercury. Yeehaw! But thankfully, we're long past that era of weapons design and chemistry. So I'm making sure I'm putting solvent all on these surfaces. Alright, and you can see, there you go, got a lot of powder residue off of that. So now you take your brush. I'm going to go ahead and start with the brass, or with the copper. It's copper. And get in there, just like doing your teeth. Get that bad stuff out of there. Especially around that compression ring of the barrel. There we go. Doesn't take a lot of work. Some people like to soak it, and that's fine too. That stuff works quickly and efficiently. Always check around the safety mechanism. Trigger impact area, safety bar. But right now we're mainly hitting this interior of the cylinder area. Alright, brush. There we are. Well, let's take a clean pad and see how we're doing, because it's filthy. There's a lot of residue in here. Okay, so I'm just going in here and giving it a good rub all around. You saw how black that Q-tip was. Much better. And we'll hit it again. We'll hit it one more time. Get that bad stuff out of there. Yeah, I'll give you a good look at it. Alright. And I can still see, you're looking in this area here, you can open the bail, give yourself more light. This time I want to give it a good soaking, good amount of solvent so in these areas. Keep them going. Firing pin area. The bail, part that opens up so you can load and unload. Safety area. Safety mechanism, safety bar. Oh yeah. Get it in there, keep all that nice and clean. Okay, I'm going to open up the, I'm going to pat another, or put solvent on another side. I'm going to go ahead and take the hammer, bring it on back, so I can get down in there. Yeah, clean all that out. Not too bad. Not too bad. Hammer. Safety bar. Firing pin. Get that all nice and cleaned up. We'll be doing the back strap and other parts of the exterior metal in a moment. But let's get this mechanism cleaned up first while we're still enthusiastic and not tired of cleaning. There we go. So once again, it's been rubbed and it has a good coating of solvent on it. So now let's take that off. Let's give it a little brush, not a heavy brush this time. We've been hitting it pretty good. And we're not damaging the bluing at all by doing this, especially with the nylon brush, but even with the metal brushes we have. No harm. It doesn't seem it. It seems like you think you'd scratch it. But it doesn't, because of the metal densities. Here we go. All right. And let's see how we're doing here. Beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and put the hammer back in half cock position. Here we go. This one has the traditional 4 positions of closed safety, quote safety, and that is a real quote, don't trust it. Half cocked for loading and unloading, and then fully cocked for firing. But because of the safety bar, this particular weapon under normal circumstances does not require you to load only 5 rounds instead of 6, leaving an empty one in front of the hammer. Some people advocate you still put 5 in, and that's fine. That's a good safety measure. But with the safety bar mechanism of these modern single actions, and that only applies to a modern single action that has the safety mechanism drawbar, I feel very comfortable putting all 6 rounds in this weapon, this particular weapon, and others of its ilk. But to be fair, Heritage themselves in their manual recommends you only put 5 in, and that's fine. Do what you think is right and safe. Here we go. All right, so we've got that one done. So what we have done up to this point is we have put solvent on and cleaned cylinders, center pin, the cylinder interior area, bales, hammer area, mechanism area, etc. Now I'm going to take a very thin, very small amount of solvent and just put it all on the exterior and all the other places to mainly get rid of any flash powder residue. And we're going to make sure that we clean the shell discharge mechanism here, which has a spring and a rod, which is used to push out the old rounds when you're unloading your weapon after firing it. That little guy picks up a lot of trash and dirt, not only from powder residue, but even from just the environment. So it deserves its own attention, which we will give it special attention. So now I'm cleaning the trigger area, the triggers, trigger guard, body of the frame, around the push button that removes the center cylinder support pin. Good run up and down the barrel. Top of the frame. I've already done the bail, but I'll do it again. Opposite side. Okay, just good. Right. Slowly rotating the weapon, covering it. Now I'm doing the discharge bail, spring. I don't disassemble it. This is plenty good. And this is solvent, this is not oil. We'll talk about oil in just a few minutes. And then we add, because we're finishing up here. Don't forget to get the front of the muzzle. Again, this weapon has been, not only has it been cleared, it's disassembled. So don't shoot yourself. Make sure your weapon is clear when you start. Alright. Lot of powder residue there. Take a dry one, and we'll repeat the wipe down. Under normal circumstances, I'll repeat this until it's absolutely clean, and we've essentially removed, or have allowed to evaporate, the solvent. Be sure and get in that spring area where that for the shell discharge ejector, shell ejector system. trigger guard, frame. Nice wipe.